Hi fellow traders. In this video I want to share with you my trades on GoPro I took today. Um, I, I make these videos every night of all the trades I take that day, and it helps me to talk through them. And then when I turn around and watch them, a lot of times when I'm looking at it from, say, a third person point of view, I see things I might miss, um, things that I pick up, and it just enhances my trading journal. So not only do I have the written notes, but I had a video to go with it. So it works out pretty good. And I don't share all of the videos because some of them, if it's just a textbook setup that I've kind of gone over and I've shared before, I won't continue to do the same things. But when something different pops up, or something unique, or something that I'm trying to work through, I'll share that. And that's just what happened today with GoPro. I've been looking at it for the last several days, ever since it had this gap down. And I really had the idea to short it the same way I did Netflix. Just swing it short for a couple days, put 100 shares on it, and if I see the trend, I know what it was doing, and but I just didn't take it. I want to learn more about swing trading. I think I just kind of got lucky with Netflix. I think I approached it the right way, but I still want to take the class and you know learn more about it. And that's one of the good things about the Warrior chat room, the Warrior community as a whole. You kind of got the best of three worlds. You got um, Jeff, this does the swing trading, and I want to take his class. You got Mike, who's actually mentoring me now. He has his style of trading, and then you have Ross, who has his style of trading, and all three are great. All three are good teachers, and right now I think that's the best place to be. If you're a new trader, if you're an intermediate trader, anybody that's you know wanting to learn and wanting to be taught every day, that's the best place to be. But but to get back to what I did today, like I said, I was watching this, didn't swing it, really should have, but I didn't. And right now I'm looking for it to bounce. I looked for it to bounce last week, just kind of watched it, never did. Starting out this week, looking at the same thing. After this was Friday, after this big gap down Friday, I'm thinking that we're getting real close to being oversold. So I'm trying to find levels on the daily chart that I could base my trading plan off of. And what I saw, well, let me show you what I saw. This is what I saw pre-market. It was trading above the VWAP. It's real choppy. Not real good price action pre-market, but that's kind of to be expected. The volume wasn't a whole lot of volume, but it was trading above the VWAP. The 9 was above the VWAP. So to me, my first instinct was to try to plan this trade long. So when I went to look at the daily chart, down here we were in no man's land. There was no support, nothing on the daily. So I started thinking, what can I use to try to help me with my trade? I like to plan my trades off using support and resistance. And so what I did first was I pull up my 5-minute, 10-day chart, and I want to see where it was trading. Where would there be some good levels of support and resistance that built up in the last 10 days. Well, I only saw it, this day really was the main one. But I thought this time frame really didn't work out. So I went to look at, what I had up here. So I had a 10-day, 30-minute. For the last 10 days. Because I know prior to that, it never traded, in this range. So I used this chart, this time frame, to map out some areas of support and resistance. And I didn't know how well this was going to work. Obviously this is the first time I've done this and really didn't know if it made sense. But I needed something to base my trade off of. I was kind of, lost when it came to this. So I went ahead and mapped out these areas, and then I went back to my 5-minute chart, and I saw that, this was the closest one overhead. So if it continued to, trade here, that would be a nice profit target. Well, it opened, and I never buy the first 5-minute candle. I always wait for at least the first 5-minute candle to print, and then the second one can kind of give me an idea of where the stock's going to trend, within the first 30 minutes. So this candle open, I'm looking to get in, right around 33.25. I couldn't get in. I would have chased it up to 33.50. Still couldn't get in. It just took off without me. So I missed my initial entry, and I hate that because, it hit this, which was going to be my ultimate profit target. So I would have had my full move within 15 minutes of the day, but I missed it. So the next thing I do, if I miss a trade like this, the next thing I do is wait for the first pullback. To see if it will pull back and hold the VWAP. And that's exactly what it did. It pulled back and it held the VWAP. Now the jury's still out on these levels that I drew. All I knew was this one hit this level, but I didn't know how these were going to work out. So the jury was still out on that. I'm still trading off the VWAP. I'm still using this as my profit target. When I enter a trade off the VWAP, my stop's going to be any candle that closes below the VWAP. It could dip down and print a tail like this or a wick below it, but as long as it doesn't close below it, this doesn't really matter to me. So I went ahead and took the trade here. I think it was at 33.81 was when I got in here. Still looking, don't know whether to respect this or not. Don't know whether to respect this level or not. But I got in, still a little confused. But I started feeling a little bit better once this candle printed. Then this one opened, and opened right here and kind of ran up. And then I heard Mike in chat. He came on and said he was taking half off at 30. So, me being a little like a fish out of water today, trading with the market the way it was, I said I was going to be a sheep, and I followed him by taking half off here. But only being with 500 shares, most of the time, I'll just take it all off, and then I'll just enter in again if the opportunity presents itself. But I only took half off here. I'm still looking for the move back up, to 34.60, but I didn't get it. It came back down and closed here right on this support, and then this candle opened below it and started to wash. And when that happens, I get out. Normally my stop is right below VWAP, and it closed below VWAP, but when it washes this fast, I go ahead and take it out and protect profits. Always I look for another move off the VWAP. If it holds, I'll look for a second move off the VWAP. You can see it kind of consolidated based here on the VWAP. I saw the 20 moving up, the 9 started to move up and cross the VWAP, and to me that's a sign of strength. So I'm gonna go ahead and get in here. I got in, I think, at 33.82. A stop again was any candle that closed below the VWAP. So I got in and made some pretty good moves. Kind of based here for a minute. 5 minute candles. It kind of consolidated here, but no close below the 9. This wick dipped below it, but I just ignore those dips. It has to close below the 9 for me to take it off. And right here, I really started feeling good, thinking that I'm going to get my target this time. Had an urge to sell, but I was like, no, I'm sticking to my plan. My plan was to take profits here. But then this candle printed, started to sell off. And once it got back down to 30, I went ahead and took it off. I wasn't going to let it wash out and lose any more profits. Anytime I get a candle to wash out that fast, I'm going to go ahead and take profit. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to amend my plan and go ahead and take profits. Because when I take a trade off the VWAP, as you know, if the 9 crosses it and rides up with the candles, this is going to be my moving stop. So any close below the 9, I'll go ahead and take it off. But in this case, I got a quick wash. I'm not going to wait till it gets here. I'm going to go ahead and take it off. And I saved, let's see, probably 15-20 cents of profit. And that's about what I lost over here. So I felt pretty good about it. Only trading 500 share positions. I ended up, making a little over 300 bucks on a morning that I really wasn't comfortable with. None of my setups really looked clean, but it worked out. It looked like these levels worked out pretty good as well. I don't know if it was just dumb luck or, if what I did really made sense. But see, this level held as support for most of the morning. This level held as a support for the morning, part of the morning. This level held as, support here and then resistance here and here. So, it may be something to that. It may be something I need to do. I think I need to try it a couple more times. If I get a ticker that's in no man's land, that might be, the way to go. I don't know. But I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out. Pleased with my plan, sticking to my plan. Still a little weak, averaging out, or adding, to a winner. Still not sure about that. I think that's the next thing that Mike and I are going to talk about, when we have our sessions. But, all in all, I'm pretty pleased, especially with the type morning that we had. Well, that's all I wanted to share. If you're still watching, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.